In comes Broad, bowls, and that's hit in the air, down towards fine leg, it's caught! And Broad's taken his 600th Test wicket through a very good catch, down in the deep at long leg. It was hit hard, a full-blooded hook shot, really. And Joe Root has taken the catch, down at fine leg, a very disconsolate-looking head. Departs, peeling off his gloves and looking at the replay, but Stuart Broad has got there. He needed 2 today. He took the first and he's now taken the 5th. Hugs all round, and I hope he waves to his mum, who I spoke to this morning and who didn't know that he needed 2 for 600. So Carol, if you're listening, there you go. And he's waving to the crowd. What a moment that is. Think back all the years to that very young, fresh-faced fast bowler who made his debut for England on a broiling hot day in Sri Lanka. And here he is now, 600 wickets later. Great career. And, you know, of all the ways that you think you might get it, and he might have visualised it a bit as to how he's going to get his 600. I'm not sure he'd necessarily have head caught on the long leg boundary.
Well, I'm not so sure with the way that head's played in this series. It's been a tactic that England have used a lot. But what an effort from Stuart Broad to think. You know, I think I was his captain that gave him his test cap in Sri Lanka in Colombo.
God, it's hot, do you remember?
2007. It was 16 years later, he's got 600 test match wickets. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that dismissal actually sums up the whole series. Travis Head set, Warner was set, Smith was set, Labuschagne was set, Travis Head was set, and then they just get out.
Yeah.
Stuart Broad, the 5th player, as you said, to reach 600 Test wickets after Matthias Muralitharan, who has 800. Shane Warne 708, Jimmy Anderson currently 688, and the Indian leg spinner Anil Kumble 619. You mentioned Broad's difficult start to his career, averaging 40 in his first 20 tests. If you break it into each 100 wickets, his first 100 came at 35 runs per wicket, his second 100 at 27, and 24, 30, as he had a little bit of a career dip for a couple of years. In the last 2 loads of 100 wickets have come at averages of 22 and 25. He's had a fine...
Did he get a wicket in his first Test match?
I think just one.
Yeah, so who was it?
We were out there for a long time.
You were. It was red hot.
We used a lot of sun cream.
Wow.
We were there for 2.5 days.
I can't remember much about the game, but I do remember. I do remember how hot it was.
We batted first.
Last game of the series, isn't it?
Yeah, we batted first.
Remind us of that game, Andy.
It was the second Test of the England series in Sri Lanka, late in 2007, played at Colombo. England 351. Vaughan top scoring with 87.
How many balls did I face? I reckon I scored at quite a quick rate on that.
139.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Quick for you.
Not bad, Jonathan.
Murali 5 for 116.
I think he got me out.
Then Sri Lanka replied with 548 for 9 declared.
How many overs were we out there, Andy, in the field?
186.5.
Oh, crikey.
Ouch.
That's a long time. Did I get any overs in, by the way, in that innings?
Must have done. See, everyone had a go, didn't they?
I didn't bowl.
7 bowlers used, but not... No.
Just rested.
180.
I was rested.
100-degree heat.
Who did Brody get out?
He got out Chaminda Vas for 4. The score at 425 for 7 when Vas was out. So it took him a while.
Yeah.
147th over the innings.
Jaya Warner get a double.
Who got them all?
195. Michael Van Dort, 138.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
The burger.
Prasanna Jayawardena,
Yes.
wicketkeeper. Good keeper, 79.
And I presume they bowled us out in the second innings, did they?
I don't think he played many shots either, from memory.
His 138 to 259 balls.
Yeah, it was horrible.
18 balls.
It was
Not too bad.
It was a long innings.
It was a drawn game. England 250 for 3 in the second innings. So probably tough pitch to make your debut on.
Yeah, very.
It was flat.
Hello, Stuart.
Hi guys, how are you?
Well, I'm very well indeed. More the question, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, yeah.
This is a day you'll never forget, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 600 Test wickets. Never in my dreams did I think that would be a thing, really. But very special. It's got a nice ring to it. Taking that 600th Test wicket at the Jimmy Anderson end, I think that's pretty cool. But you know, I think back to when I got my Test cap. Actually, Varney was the skipper who gave it to me, and Surrey and Botham presented me my cap in Colombo back in 2007. And my ultimate feelings there were, it never felt like the end game, just getting my Test cap. I wanted to win Test matches, win series, create memories with that. So, you know, I feel like some players sort of feel like they've sort of achieved what they wanted to achieve when they get given the Test cap, but I knew that I wanted more than that. I knew that was just the start, and I wanted to create some memories with it. And I've been really fortunate to play in some fantastic teams along the way, doing that towards 600 wickets. But you know, never did I think that I'd be up in the 160 of playing Test matches and up with some of the greats of the game in the wicket tally.
Yeah. Well, I reckon I've seen most of your wickets, Stuart. I must have done. And what struck me, I think, watching it is how you have developed and how you've worked at your game. And when you got that debut there, a young lad bowling on pretty unhelpful conditions in broiling heat, but how you have worked and expanded your game and your skills is something that clearly is responsible for getting you where you are now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, most of the players I've played with at the top level, the mindset is sort of continuous improvement, and you're always looking for something in your game that you can move forward each year. And ultimately for me, training-wise, that's one of my number one points. I'm always looking that I have something to change or tweak in training, because that brings intensity to my training. And I think, you know, getting the ball moving away to the right handers more, because I'm naturally like a wobble seam bowler that can nip the ball back to the stumps.
Has there been a particular coach, somebody who you've kind of turned to when things have either been a bit difficult, or when you have wanted to kind of develop your game a bit more? There's somebody out there.
Bowling coach wise, you know, there's probably a few to mention. David Saker, who's actually back with us for this series. It's been a pleasure to work with him once again. He was the England bowling coach from 2010 to 15, and he was probably tactically one of the best I've worked with, and he's always talking about how you're taking your next wicket. Technically, I've always bounced back to Otis Gibson, who I played with at Leicestershire and really helped me in my early days, and Kevin Shine, who's at Nottinghamshire now, was with the England side for a long period of time. His knowledge is outstanding, one of the best in the business of knowing about biomechanics and knowing what helps and what levers help the body move in a great way. So I've probably used all of those brains and picked little bits from them at all times, and ultimately Jimmy Anderson, I've been lucky to have been born in the same era and play in the same era as him, and you know, he's one of the best technicians we've ever seen, and training with him most days and playing with him has definitely aided my bowling as well.
Yeah, and a very grounded background, Stuart. I mean, I don't know if she was winding me up today, but your mum claims she didn't know you were on 598 wickets when she arrived this morning.
No, I mean, she certainly hasn't mentioned it to me. She's you know, she's been an awesome support for me right back from when I was a kid, and ultimately her mindset's always been you play cricket for entertainment and for fun. So even when I was 12 and playing for Edgerton Park, the first question when I get in the car was, have you had a great day, have you enjoyed it? Because ultimately in cricket you can have a brilliant day with your friends, even if you get no wickets or score no runs. You know, it's about it's always felt like a hobby to me, and ultimately I've reconnected massively with that under Baz and Stokesy. I think that's been a lot of their philosophy, and I'm not speaking out of turn really to say the past year and 14 months under these two guys as you know, I've loved every moment of it, and it's been an absolute pleasure to play with them, and it's really brought it back to feeling like I'm playing for Edgerton Park on a Saturday for fun.